recording. Okay, and we've one chat in there. Jay Gurudev. Okay, Jay Gurudev, Muin. Yeah, I hope I have that pronunciation right. M-O-U-I-N, Muin. Anyway, Jay Gurudev to you as well. Welcome along. So as I say, this is the self-care course that I just want to put the chats off in a second. Okay, so it's the self-care course. It's 12 lessons that are pre-recorded, that are already recorded, and then a weekend in Dublin where hopefully you can attend. It's not mandatory to attend, and we will try to broadcast it by Zoom. And the weekend is the 13th and 14th of May, and that's going to happen from Knox Hall in Monkstown, which is easy enough to get there. There's a direct bus from the airport for people coming from abroad, and for people in Ireland, it's on the south side of Dublin. There's trains, there's buses, and there's on-street parking there as well for the 2 days. So I'm assuming that everybody has watched the video that we sent out of the testimonials from the previous courses, because yeah, it's I mean, the testimonials speak for themselves, really. So Dr. Brennan, maybe if you want to say a few words about the course. We probably won't stay on too long. We'll just give a brief description of the course, and then we'll take any questions that people have, you know.
Good, great, Noel. Well, it's great to see you all, and welcome to this talk, which is really to describe the course we did last autumn. And we'd already got a course online to introduce the principles of Ayurveda. So what we really wanted to do was go a lot deeper and give people all the information that for a twofold purpose. The first thing is that each of us should have this great wisdom in order to be
Don, I'm not sure if it's my webinar, my internet, or your internet, but you're disappeared for me. Is he disappeared for everyone? Steve, can you still hear Don?
I'm back.
No, okay, yeah, no, it's your internet, Don. Yeah, you disappeared.
I'm back.
Okay. You're gone again. You're back.
Hold on, I'll move room and see if it helps.
Yeah. Just, I see a chat in there from Muin. This is just to say that this is not a Q&A. It's not a general Q&A this evening, so we won't be answering any questions about anything like that. This is specifically about the self-care course. It's a promotional video it's a promotional thing for the self-care course. We will be having another Q&A sometime in April. We have them once a month, but this is not a Q&A, so we won't be taking general questions. As I say, it's specifically about the new course, you know. Okay, go ahead, Don.
So the course was set up with two things in mind. One thing is for everybody to have all the information that you would want in order to take care of yourself and your loved ones. But the second purpose was that by giving this information, it becomes incredibly practical in motivating changes that you would make in your life. It's very fascinating that, you know, there's a huge surge in scientific research about aging now. And it is starting to be recognized that aging is a disease. And like any disease, we would like to get to the causes of why people deteriorate when they age. And this is a focus of a lot of research. And there's some very ambitious targets being set that we should all be living to 120, and you know, with another decade or two, the research should be have established strategies that we could live to 150 and so forth. But as of now, what is proven is that strategies that Ayurveda have been recommending for millennia definitely are very impactful on this process of aging, and that each of us, by virtue of our lifestyle, our dietary habits, our exposure to stress, our sleep, our exercise, our movement, our engagement with the world, with our social connections, that all of these are really powerfully evidence-based in terms of enhancing our well-being and promoting our health, preventing many of the chronic diseases which trouble people as they age. And nowadays, the diseases we suffer are mostly as a consequence of the lifestyle and diet and the ways we choose to live. So it's fascinating to see this evidence-based, which basically comes as a vindication and a validation of everything that Ayurveda has been recommending over the millennia. A very time-tested knowledge, but what Ayurveda also offers is this unique capacity to individualize what is the appropriate strategy for you as a unique nature. And that's not available even with all the evidence that currently exists in the scientific realm. How do you know what amount of exercise is specifically appropriate for you? What amount of sleep? What particular diet? You know, what are the really significant issues for your nature that you should attend to? All of this comes from an amazing backdrop of a paradigm that was there in ancient times when this incredible wisdom came to be known. And this paradigm saw us as more than material. We're not merely immersed in the physical realm. We have dimensions to our nature and our character which go beyond and are inclusive of all aspects of thinking and feeling and all the sensory inputs, and even beyond that, to recognize us for who we ultimately are, which is a profound field of pure presence, of silent witnessing, of an awareness or a consciousness, which is intimately connected with everybody else on this planet and with everything else in the universe. And looking at life from that point of view came a perspective that each of us is unique as an expression of life, and we are infinitely related with everything that exists. And the relationship is in terms of qualities, and the qualities, your nature, Ayurveda defines in terms of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And your qualities are completely and profoundly impacted by every experience that you choose to have, including the food, including your social connection. All these qualities, if appropriately chosen, bring your qualities to balance, which awaken you to a far greater potential than merely physical energy and joy in being, but actually awaken a far greater innate potential and connectedness and possibilities. So whereas, you know, the modern scientific paradigm is motivated by prolonging life and in truth prolonging health, Ayurveda is taking health to its ultimate, and in the process, by awakening our innate potential through an integration of our mind and body, we generate increasing health and prolong our lives. And, you know, it is fascinating that the most fundamental technique for for awakening to the stillness of our being, which is transcendental meditation, has a lot of evidence to show reversal of aging. But all of this is sort of inclusive in the paradigm of Ayurveda, which is presented in this course, and then the very fine details for how your nature of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha can be balanced, and a great deep look at your daily routine, your seasonal routines, at the choices you're making, and some homework to get you actually asking the question, well, am I getting up at the right time? Am I going to bed at the right time? So that you actually face the fact that you're making choices which are not appropriate. And so with these exercises and focusing you on what you may do that would improve your quality of life, the course is hoping to motivate you to make some changes, because the course is 12 weeks. It takes 6 weeks to establish a new habit. The course is 12 lectures over 6 weeks. So it takes you 6 weeks to establish a new habit. And therefore, you have the opportunity to put in place a few habits for during the course, which actually will benefit you for years to come. So it goes into the nature of the food in a big way, in the relationships we have with food, in how to make the right choices, and not just in terms of the choices of food, but the choice of how you choose to prepare it and how you choose to ingest it. And, you know, the course points out that with those processes in place, you tend to generate health. And if you actually are not living appropriately, you gather toxins. So the course actually talks as well about how we can clear some toxins from our structure. And then there's a whole science in Ayurveda of rejuvenation. So it talks a little bit about rasayana and about panchakarma, which are deep cleansing processes to prepare the body for the rejuvenation of rasayana. So the course really does the whole gambit, the broad brush of Ayurveda, and in some depth as well. I mean, the lectures are very full because we initially structured this course as the beginning of a training for practitioners. So we didn't hold back, and every lecture is like very full of stuff. So you will find that, you know, you're out of your depth in the initial lectures, but that's our strategy because it's by repetition you learn. So we throw it all at you, and then it repeats again and again and again during the course, so that more and more is sticking, and you're getting much more of a comprehensive perspective, looking at the same principles from different perspectives and points of view. So it's to build that network of connections in your brain that is true knowledge. But you will at times say, wow, this is a bit heavy, this lecture. But then you have the lecture for the year to go back and look at it and integrate more and more. And each time you hear it, you get more from it. So it's quite a full course and quite a practical course. And it will benefit you, and you will improve your health if you take the course, because you will be motivated to make changes in your life. And that is the purpose. You know, it's no use that Ayurvedic knowledge should be there. It's only as good as it's brought alive through your integrating it as part of your life. It is the knowledge of life. It is the knowledge whereby you generate your life. You create your physiology. These are the principles how you do it. If you want to know those principles and how you're doing so wisely and well this process of living, then Ayurveda is to enhance your depth of insight for a better life. So the knowledge is only as good as it's alive and used, and that was our motivation to make this course, to make it widely available for more people to take it on board and use it, because, you know, this knowledge has the potential to change the world. And definitely, as it becomes more and more popular, people will live far healthier, more fulfilled lives. And, it's like it's the dawn of a new possibilities with this incredible new knowledge. And you're just first up. You're up early in the dawn to get this knowledge before everybody else. So we'd wish it for you. And we hope you take the course and enjoy the course and enjoy all the benefits it will bring you. And I think, Noel, that's all that I
That's a
would
good,
say.
yeah, that's very good, Don. Yeah. So just on the practical side of things for everybody, there's 12 lectures. They're quite full, as Dr. Brennan says. They're 2 hours each lecture. They're given by the 4 different doctors. They're hosted by me, and they're Dr. Brennan, Dr. Rajvinder, Dr. Tritelli, and Dr. Naheed take different sections along the course. It's full of practical knowledge as well as quite some abstract things as well, but we go through daily routine, morning routine, scraping the tongue, oil pulling, how to take care of the skin, when to eat your meal, the type of foods to eat, bedtimes, all of those very, very practical things. And it gives you a very good in-depth into Ayurveda and the principles behind Ayurveda. As Dr. Brennan says, sometimes you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed with it. That was one of the comments we did get back, but you will have access to the videos for a year, so you can go back over them whenever you choose to do that. So the idea basically is that you try to get in 2 lectures a week, and then you have a meeting on a Monday evening with Dr. Brennan. And the meeting on the Monday evening is basically a Q&A to cover the previous 2 lectures. So that's the idea behind it. You'll have an opportunity. Dr. Brennan might go over some of the principles that were discussed in the lecture, just so that you're aware of them and have grasped them. And then you'll have an opportunity to ask any questions that you want to ask about the lectures, and then you go away. The Q&A, it won't go on any longer than 9 o'clock, so, and then you watch another 2 lectures during the week, and you come on back on the following Monday. And again, you have another Q&A with Dr. Brennan. So there's plenty of opportunity to get any doubts or any questions that you have solved, And then there's 2 days where you meet up in person. And as I say, that's going to be in Knox Hall in Dublin. And that'll be from 11 until 5. So it gives plenty of time for people to get there in the morning. And if people are coming in from the UK, then they can just get a bus from the airport or a taxi from the airport over to Knox Hall. And if people can't make it, we did have people couldn't make the 2 days. It just wasn't feasible for them. We will broadcast it on Zoom. It's never quite as good, the practical days broadcast on Zoom, but still, it's if you just can't do it, you can't do it, Now, there's a link if you're interested in doing the course. The first of the lectures, the first of the live chats will be on the 17th of April. You obviously have to have booked before that. The price is €295. There's a link in the newsletter that I sent out where you can click on that to pay that. And the only thing I would say is that we've run this. We just finished. Dr. Tritelli just ran it there, and we finished it. And as I say, we ran it live last year. We do need a certain number in order to run this course, and we don't have that number as of yet. But we are very hopeful that we will get that number. So if you're thinking of doing it, please book in as soon as possible, or even indicate to me that you're going to do it. But probably booking in is the best thing that you can do. If for some reason we don't go ahead with it now in the spring, we will refund you, obviously. We don't want anybody booking flights if you're coming from abroad or accommodation just yet, because we want to make sure that we have the numbers to actually run the course, So if you're thinking of doing it, please book in the next today or tomorrow, so that we know very, very soon whether we can go ahead with it. And that means people coming from abroad can try, get a cheap flight into Dublin, because there are lots of cheap flights into Dublin if they're coming over. So that's it, really. There's nothing much for us to say. I mean, all you got to do is look at the testimonial video that I sent out. That says it all. I mean, really, we had just people queuing up to give us testimonials on the course. So it's a fantastic, fantastic course. And the testimonial video, the link, I sent it in the newsletter. Just if you have any doubts about whether it's worth doing or not, just click on that and do that, So any questions in relation to the course?
Can I ask you a quick question? Your PayPal set, is PayPal on your website, or
No,
Doing the
it's a
card?
Stripe link. It's just a link that's in the newsletter.
Okay.
And you just click on that and you just put in your card details.
In
It's a
your
Stripe
card
link for $2.95. Yeah.
Let's secure that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
simple.
all I want.
Yeah.
Thank
If you
you.
have any difficulties, send me an email, noel@ayurveda.ie.
Okay.
But there's never any difficulties with the Stripe payment links, you know. You just do that. I think it's all pretty clear, really. It's just a matter of deciding whether you want to do it or not, you know. There's really okay, so someone's starting a new job. That's fine. That's no problem. We will be running this course again. We will run it again in the autumn. That's the plan. We have it made. It's a fantastic course. So we hope to be. I'm all the time trying to get new people involved in Ayurveda, you know. So we run a lot of Facebook advertising. Like we've had, even today, we've had about 50 people from an ad that we're running on Facebook. So we're always trying to get new people engaged in Ayurveda. And then hopefully as more and more new people come in, they start off doing the free course, but then this is the next course that people should be doing or could be doing after the free course. Well, you know, we will run it again in the autumn if you can't make it this spring, but we would like to run it in the spring if we get the number, you know. But as I say, it'd be great if you decided to do it, that you could book in the next few days so we can let everybody know whether it's going to happen or not, you know.
And good luck at your new job, Ewan.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead there.
Yeah, I want just to ask if when you send your mails, it would be nice to know just if it is good for everybody, even non-meditators, or just for us in the movement. I just introduced the thing today to a person who is interested, and he's not a meditator. So is everything out to be sent out?
I think
vast majority of people that we deal with are not meditators. The vast majority of people on our mailing list are not practitioners of TM.
I see.
There is no requirement to be a practitioner of TM whatsoever.
Good.
This is for everybody. This knowledge is for everybody. Thankfully, a lot of people who come on our courses on Ayurveda do learn transcendental meditation because we talk about it quite a lot, but that's completely up to themselves. But Ayurveda as and of itself, we don't make any requirements of anybody to be doesn't make any difference. And the vast majority of people on our mailing list are not practitioners of TM. So anybody and everybody is welcome to come along and make use of this knowledge, you know.
Great, thank you.
I think Jyotish's question about age, I mean, well, I think people would want to be, you know, in their late teens or early 20s to intellectually grasp it all, or to have the focus to stay with it all. But certainly up to the age of 120, I'd recommend this course.
Yeah. I don't think age makes any difference, really, you know. I mean, we had people in their 80s and 90s that did the course the last time. So just, as I say, we don't stress about learning, and that's why you have the videos and you can just repeat them and just allow the info. Actually, the worst thing you can do is stress about the learning, because that, you know, are get frustrated because you're not grasping it. We learn through repetition, just simple repetition. Just listen to the knowledge, and there's a lot of repetition throughout the course as well. But that's the way that we teach, and then it just goes in. So age is definitely not a barrier to the course, you know. Okay, I think that's it. Just if you want to do the course, the link is there, or drop me an email. There's no need to drop me an email, really. The link is there to do that. So hopefully we'll get enough people to run the course. We will have, well, tomorrow night we have the 4th lesson of another course that we're doing, which is the diet and digestion course. But we will organize a Q&A sometime in April. We did a March one. We'll organize that sometime in April. So we'll send you a link to that. And then any general questions about anything we handle on those Q&As. And we'll do that I don't have a date for that set, but we'll do that sometime in April. So that's fantastic, everybody. Thank you very much. Dr. Brennan, thanks a million for coming along. Look at that testimonial video, and you can see what people think about it. And yeah, hopefully we will get enough people to run the course, and hopefully we'll see you on it. So namaskar, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for coming on.
Reda's asking at what stage will you let them know if the course goes ahead?
I let them know. We'll have to make a decision on that, Don. I think if we don't have enough people by the 5th of April, we'll just have to.
Fair enough. Okay,
just
great.
have to scrap it. So I'd say by the latest by the 5th of April, if we don't have enough people. I'll send this recording out tomorrow, and there might have been some people that wanted to come on that couldn't make it. Hopefully there might be another, it's not that we need a huge number of people to do the course, but we do need a minimum number of people, But I'd say by the 5th of April, we'll have, and if I know sooner, I'll certainly let people know. So, they can start making it's easy for people in Ireland. They don't probably not going to have to get accommodation. They can just drive up and down, but just anybody coming in from abroad would probably like to know sooner, So yeah, as soon as we know, but by the latest, the 5th of April, which is only 5 days away. Okay, thanks very much.
Good,
Goodbye. Take care.
everybody, bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.